Now on 4 News Now at 6, the Coeur d'Alene School Board discussing how to handle a $25 million hole in its budget while students are rallying to save their teachers' jobs. We are live with what's being done to solve the budget crisis.
Spring is here, and I'm tracking some rain making its way across the inland northwest right now. I'll let you know if it's headed out of our area in the first alert forecast.
And an expecting mother worried she won't have access to expert care when she goes into labor this summer. Why she fears it could jeopardize her child's health. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. Students and staff rallying to prevent hundreds of Coeur d'Alene public school employees from being laid off. While that was happening, the school board was holding a special meeting to discuss how to deal with losing $25 million a year in funding. Thanks for joining us. I'm Aaron Luna. The budget cuts are due to people voting against renewing a supplemental levy last week. Let's send it over to Jordan Smith, who's live in Coeur d'Alene with how the school district plans on dealing with this budget crisis. Jordan.
Well, Aaron, after a 90-minute meeting, the school board voted to reintroduce this supplemental $25 million levy before voters once again for the upcoming election on May 16th. But there are going to be some changes and some provisions made this time around. And let me break that down for you. This time, the school board decided not to attach a perpetuity clause. In other words, this wouldn't be a fixed levy. Voters would still have to decide every 2 years whether or not to approve it. That adjustment was made after school board members said they believe it was the perpetuity on the original vote that swayed voters to vote no on the levy. And this meeting was eye-opening for a lot of community members, Aaron, the school board included. The school district made it very clear that if this levy were not to pass, the district would be operating at a deficit of roughly $25 million. And just to give you an idea of what would happen to make ends meet, the district would have to eliminate roughly 300 positions. Class sizes would increase. Extracurriculars like sports would be slashed. The superintendent himself said for the CDA school district, losing this levy would be the equivalent of closing 4.5 schools. Now, there are a lot of moving pieces with this, Aaron, and there was a lot of questions about what might happen to people's taxes should this levy be passed. We'll have more on that tonight at Nightside. For now, reporting in Coeur d'Alene, I'm Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Jordan, looking forward to that. Thank you. There are a lot of moving pieces. We'll have more on this story, like we said. The district says it's at risk of laying off more than 250 employees. The supplemental levy plans a major role in funding for a variety of school things like resource officers, nurses, sports programs, and extracurricular activities. Vanessa Perez is live outside where the meeting is happening.
Yeah, well, people are gone for the day, but we saw a huge turnout with people supporting the board as it regrouped tonight. We saw people holding up signs that said, "Save our schools," and electives are essential. Students could be saying bye to music like this without the funding from the supplemental levy. Teachers, students, and parents turned out to show support for the school board.
Our schools depend on these levies. The list, guys, is so long, honestly, of things that would be lost for students. Sports, the music that you hear right now from for our students, art, support staff for our most special needs students.
We had the opportunity to have great schools growing up, and I want our kids to have the same.
Wallace's son is in middle school. He's planning to attend Lake City High School next year.
His whole future career for his schooling is up in the air right now because of all the electives that are going to go away, the increase of class sizes, the decrease of teachers, support staff, security. All of that is on the line, and so I'm worried about my son and our kids' futures.
Supporters are hoping the board will run a levy again, and those opposed will understand what's at stake.
It takes a community, and we desperately need this community to support our kids for our future.
And without the funding from the levy, the district says class sizes will get bigger. I spoke to a teacher last week who said he would be adding about 10 more students to his classroom. But tonight we know that the school board is going back out to voters May 16th. Live in Coeur d'Alene, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
The first day of spring and parts of the inland northwest have already seen a good amount of rain. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see if any of this rain is going to make its way to Spokane and Cooney County. Chris?
Only a few sprinkles, if anything. We've seen most of the rain down on the Palouse. This is the highway cam from Moscow, downtown Moscow right now, and we've got some wet sidewalks and roads where the light rain has been fairly steady, and that extends into the Columbia Basin. Here's our satellite and radar. Meanwhile, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene have been completely dry. There are a few light sprinkles falling across the region, but they will not be around for long, and most likely we are not going to get any of this rain in Spokane and Kootenai counties tonight. Temperatures, meanwhile, you can see a big difference between where we've had some rain and where it's been dry. It's 51 in Spokane, but only 41 in Pullman, 50 in Coeur d'Alene, 46 in Lewiston. It's 44 in Ritzville right now, and 50 in Sandpoint and Bonners Ferry. Right around the Spokane area, cool in Spangle and Cheney in the 40s, but we're in the 50s through the rest of the region. Fairchild Air Force Base, the exception, at 49. Temperatures will stay fairly mild overnight. We're going to hang on to the clouds, even though there's not much coming out of them. 35 degrees to start the day in Spokane. We're heading up to a high of 52. Expect to see some more sunshine, especially as the day goes on. Mostly sunny skies by the late afternoon. We've got more wet weather showing up in the 7-day forecast, and it might not be just rain. Possibility of some snow and some cooler weather in the 7-day forecast. Aaron.
Thank you, Chris. Breaking news from the west side of Washington tonight. Someone shot a sheriff's deputy serving an eviction notice in Ballard. Detectives say shots were fired as soon as the King County deputy approached someone with the notice. The person who fired on him was found dead inside the apartment. Seattle police say that deputy is in critical condition at Harborview Medical Center. They have taken over the investigation. New at 6 o'clock, the bill that would allow parents to sue libraries and school districts for having books considered obscene is one step closer to becoming law, passing the House 40-30. One lawmaker from Kootenai County comparing exposing kids to these types of books to child abuse.
I have seen a stack of books and I've read some of the material, and if any one of you would show that to your children or grandchildren, you're sexually abusing them. Okay, that's how serious this is.
If approved, this law would open schools and libraries to civil lawsuits. The penalty would be $10,000 in damages each time the material is accessed. A representative from Latah County saying libraries are not the main place where kids are being exposed to mature content.
This telephone and this computer has more damage than any library is ever going to have for our children.
Mr. Speaker.
The bill would still need to make it out of the Senate before it could head to the governor's desk. One bill that has made its way through the Idaho legislature is to make executions by firing squad legal again in the Gem State. The House passed the bill with a veto-proof majority. This means that firing squads will only be used in the state if it can't obtain the drugs needed for lethal injection. The state previously had a firing squad, but it was never used. A sheriff's deputy pulled a woman from the Pend Oreille River this past weekend. Take a look at this new video from the Bonner County Sheriff's Office. The deputies say they were called to the Old Town boat launch Saturday for a car in the river. A deputy waded through 35-degree water to find an 88-year-old woman unconscious inside that car. He pulled her to safety. She was taken to the hospital for treatment. Bonner County General is closing its labor and delivery department in May, while one expecting mother says it could jeopardize her child's health. That's coming up. Plus, what the FCC is doing to crack down on scam text messages. Coming up on 4 News Now at 6.
Four News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Save your green!
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Don't need glasses? See us for your contacts and save on your annual supply.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $2,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a turbo high output engine. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a heat pump with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free heat pump from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
It's here. It's now. The Grand National RV Show. R&R RV North Spokane is hosting the Grand National RV Show March 23rd through April 1st. Shop over 120 RVs inside the West Coast's largest indoor showroom. Motorhomes, camper vans, fifth wheels, and trailers. The time to buy is now. The Grand National RV Show. March 23rd through April 1st. Indoors at R&R RV North Spokane. Special show pricing, giveaways, and food vendors on site. Visit rnrrv.com for more info.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. But firefighters entering a burning house will one day save time when lives are on the line. Visualizing a patient's most recent scan will help speed up decision-making in the ER. And while the woolly mammoth is still extinct, that doesn't mean students can't take field trips to visit them. The metaverse may be virtual, but the impact will be real.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see.
Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
A new at 6 o'clock, the fight over abortion rights is intensifying, Wyoming becoming the first state to specifically ban the abortion pills. The new law could have rippling effects across the country. ABC's Tim Pulliam has more.
The most common form of abortion in early pregnancies is the abortion pill, according to researchers. Now, a victory for conservatives to ban these medications. Wyoming becoming the first state to go after abortion pills specifically. Prescribers could be penalized with a misdemeanor and a $9,000 fine. The new law allows exceptions for rape, incest, or if the mother's life is in danger. Wyoming's Governor Mark Gordon also allowing a broader bill that makes obtaining abortion procedures in most cases a felony. If convicted, providers could face up to 5 years in prison. According to the Guttmacher Institute, about half those eligible for an abortion choose the pill over a procedure. Right now, eyes are on Texas. The judge appointed by former President Donald Trump could overturn the FDA's more than 20-year approval of the abortion pill.
The Supreme Court's unwarranted reversal of Roe v. Wade has resulted in a health care crisis in states across the nation.
The FDA and mainstream medical doctors saying the pills have been safely used in their 23 years on the market. In Florida, Republicans advanced a bill proposing an abortion ban after 6 weeks. Abortion rights advocates say many women don't know they are pregnant at 6 weeks, essentially making this an abortion ban, which they say will have lasting effects across the country.
Medical experts are concerned about the ripple effect of abortion bans, saying they could create longer wait times in states with fewer restrictions. Tim Pulliam, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Spring officially started today, and our temperature certainly keeping pace with the calendar. 53 our high today. 50 is our average high, and it was a mild start at 41. Sunset tonight, 3 minutes after 7. There's signs of a step backward toward more wintry weather in the 7-day forecast. I'll tell you all about it after the break.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Craig Swap and Associates.
McVeigh Brothers Siding and Windows, we're working for you.
McVeigh Brothers proudly sells the most quality and energy-efficient windows sold today. Let us show you how these new amazing windows can improve the beauty and energy efficiency of your home. And if you're looking for new, strong, durable doors, we have optional multi-point locking systems to make your home safe and secure. For over 60 years, McVeigh Brothers has been improving homes all over the Northwest.
We're working for you.
Welcome to Coeur d'Alene Honda, home of the lifetime warranty.
Well, hi. Hey, I'm looking for a new Honda, but I heard some dealers are charging outrageous prices.
At Coeur d'Alene Honda, we simply don't do that.
We ain't no big city slickers with second stickers.
It's business as usual.
We are a family-owned dealership, and our reputation is far more valuable than overcharging our customers.
We want to be here for you today, tomorrow, and in the future.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Check out our website at cdahonda.com.
The doctor will see you now.
But do they really? Do they see that crick in your neck? That ache in your heart? Will they see that funny little thing that wasn't there last year? The new bounce in your step? The way your retinal scan connects to your blood sugar? At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together to care for all that is you.
This week, the biggest stars will all be live on
Good Morning America!
America's favorite morning show. Jennifer Aniston, Adam Sandler, and Florence Pugh. This week on
Good Morning America.
Here are 4 things to know about your weather. Showers will continue south of Spokane and Coeur d'Alene tonight. Wouldn't rule out an isolated sprinkle or two, but for the most part, that wet weather is going to be staying to the south. Partly sunny skies on Tuesday with high temperatures in the 50s, a little above average, and then the wet weather and cool weather returns Thursday and Friday. It's going to be breezy on Friday and Saturday as well. Live conditions right now, some sunshine in Coeur d'Alene where it's 50 degrees, 51 and overcast in Spokane today. It's amazing that we did get above average despite no help from the sun. Here's a look at our forecast radar. We're keeping that wet weather to the south as we go through the night, and it is going to continue. In fact, may actually pick up in intensity around Moscow, Pullman, Lewiston, Orofino as we get into the overnight. We'll be clearing out, meanwhile, around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Here's 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. The potential for a little bit of patchy fog or a few lingering clouds, but otherwise we will start to see some sunshine as the day goes on. Here's a look at our big picture of the forecast starting off at our current time. As that precipitation sinks off to the south, high pressure reasserts itself for dry conditions on Tuesday. We stay dry as well on Wednesday and should have a fair amount of sunshine before the next system comes in by Thursday afternoon. We have a chance of rain. Behind it, a drop in our temperatures and the potential for a little bit of snow starting to mix back in with our rain Friday morning and Saturday morning, and again on Sunday morning with that cooler weather and a continued chance of showers right on through the weekend. We'll have to take it one round of wet weather at a time to dial in on the timing. We're working on that. In the meantime, our chance of precipitation, still a 10% chance of a lingering sprinkle on Tuesday, but for the most part, we are dry for the next couple of days, and then our odds of wet weather go way up on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, a possibility of some showers. And again, in a variety of forms, although rain will be the predominant type of precipitation. Overnight lows tonight staying above freezing in most locations. It depends on where we clear out. Right now we've got 35 in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene with clearer conditions, temperatures down in the 20s and 30s further to the north. Meanwhile, hanging on to the clouds and showers around Pullman and Lewiston, temperatures staying in the mid 30s and even the 40s. High temperatures tomorrow in the 50s in most locations, just a few exceptions, including Sandpoint, Winthrop, and Kellogg. 55 and sunny on Wednesday. That might be the best day of the 7-day forecast in terms of spring weather. Then the showers come in on Thursday in the form of rain initially. May have a little bit of snow mixing in on Friday morning. Stay tuned for that. A breezy day on Friday. The potential for more snow on Saturday morning. And you'll notice our high temperatures down in the 40s. through the weekend and into early next week, where our average high is in the lower 50s. Overnight low is down in the 20s next week as well. Boy, I was looking at the 8 to 14 day forecast. If you're in the mood for some spring weather, you might not like it. I'll be back with that in the next half hour, Aaron.
Oh boy, thank you, Chris. New at 6 o'clock, the FCC is taking new steps to stop scam text messages. The agency logging more than 18,000 customer complaints last year. CNN's Mike Valerio takes a look at the plan to protect consumers.
The Federal Communications Commission voting unanimously to adopt new rules to keep scam texts off your phone. Phone providers must block text messages from phone numbers that appear to be invalid, unallocated, or unused. The FCC also saying carriers will be required to block messages from phone numbers that claim to never send text messages and numbers that the government has identified as not used for texting.
This isn't going to be like an instant fix. It really takes time to make progress.
This move mirrors the government effort made to shut down illegal robocalls. Now, a major increase in spam and text messages seems to have taken robocalls' place.
But it's really difficult to enforce it effectively and to get everybody on the same page because of technical challenges, but also because you don't want to be stopping legitimate communications.
Authorities say scam robo-texts may be even more dangerous than robocalls because the texts may contain malicious links to software that could infect your phone. FCC Chairwoman Jessica Rosenworcel saying, quote, scam artists have found that sending us messages about a package you never ordered or a payment that never went through, along with a link to a shady website, is a quick and easy way to get us to engage on our devices and fall prey to fraud.
It's not your fault if you fall for a scam. That's the whole point. That's what they're trying to achieve.
In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio.
The FCC may not be done taking action. The agency is also considering applying do not call registry protections to text messages. Former President Donald Trump claims he's going to be arrested tomorrow in connection to the hush money he allegedly paid to an adult film actress. We have the latest on the investigation after the break.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,250 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Welcome to the Madness of Savings, live from the Cal Superstore, where you can save big time on great rides.
And during this Madness of Savings, $40 down is all you need, which makes it easy to get that new vehicle for summer.
This week only at Cal.
My name is Steven, and this is my Summit Cancer Center story. I had a large tumor in my left lung in November of 2018. We went through in 2020 doing a lot of end-of-life planning. Summit was very aggressive in my treatment of diagnosis. Since then, with my recovery, we're doing a lot of life events. I love the people there. I would recommend Summit Cancer Center. My wife calls it a miracle.
BCU is just an incredible community partner. We feel very fortunate to have them on board as we try to help families move forward and be stable and successful.
It is so important for both our families and our staff to receive current financial education.
What Eric's doing with his classes is basically giving them the knowledge they're going to need to be financially self-reliant.
This is not a topic that's typically taught in schools, and yet it is the baseline of access to almost everything that we do.
Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck?
Call Russell and Hill, attorneys at law.
Where real people
with real injuries
get real results.
Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck?
Get real results.
Get Russell and Hill.
Show me what you got, show me what you got, show me what you got. Yeah, hardcore bands blowing up, we never stop. Tell me what you want, tell me what you want, tell me what you want.
A feeling this powerful is invite only.
Change the world, get on top.
Fortunately, you're invited. Experience the capability of the complete line of SUVs at the Invitation to Lexus sales event.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,250 off your complete bathroom remodel.
4 News Now is brought to you by Panhandle Carpet One, Coeur d'Alene.
Around the nation, police in New York are setting up security cameras and barricades as they prepare for unrest over the possible indictment of former President Donald Trump. He said he expects to be arrested as early as Tuesday over a hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels. CNN's Paula Reed has new details in the hush money case.
The Manhattan DA's investigation into Trump's alleged role in hush money payments made to an adult film star ahead of the 2016 election is moving ahead full steam. Today, attorney Robert Costello appeared before the New York grand jury after Trump's legal team requested he be called to testify about the credibility of former Trump fixer Michael Cohen. Costello previously represented Cohen, who, according to a letter the Trump team sent to the DA, waived attorney-client privilege. Cohen, who has met with the DA's office 20 times and appeared before the same grand jury twice, is a key witness in this case, which centers around a $130,000 payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels to silence her about an alleged affair with Trump. She was paid by Cohen in the final days of the 2016 campaign. Now, almost 7 years later, the grand jury is looking at crimes that include whether Trump falsified business records when reimbursing Cohen for that payment.
This case is not going to be predicated on any one individual, but rather it's going to be predicated on the documents, the evidence, the text messages, the emails.
On Truth Social over the weekend, Trump predicted he would be arrested Tuesday and, in an echo of January 6th, called for his supporters to protest. But his spokesperson said they have received no indication from the DA that he will be arrested Tuesday.
Is your client speculating about an arrest to incite political violence?
I don't think he's speculating at all.
Trump denies the affair and any wrongdoing. One of his attorneys, Alina Habba, warning that Trump supporters will lash out if he is charged.
If they choose to do so for a misdemeanor, which frankly he didn't even do, it is going to cause mayhem.
The DA's office says it will not be intimidated, but are preparing just in case by beefing up security around the courthouse and the district attorney's office. President Joe Biden joined forces with the cast of Ted Lasso to raise awareness about mental health, or as the TV football coach would say, believe in the importance of mental health.
No matter who you are, no matter where you live, no matter who you voted for, we all probably, I assume, we all know someone who has, or have been that someone ourselves actually, that's struggled, that's felt isolated, that's felt anxious, that has felt alone, right? And it's actually one of the many things that believe it or not, that we all have in common.
Yesterday, the president tweeted a photo of a yellow poster bearing the word "Believe" above a door leading to the Oval Office. The sign is reminiscent of the one above Lasso's door on the show. Well, more school districts around the country are joining Seattle Public Schools, suing major social media companies, saying they are responsible for the growing mental health crisis.
This is a demand for these companies to do better with respect to this egregious misconduct, with respect to targeting kids.
One school district in Silicon Valley blames 3 social media companies for using advanced technology to target kids with harmful content. Google, which owns YouTube, responded saying, quote, "We provide parents with the ability to set reminders, limit screen time, and block specific types of content." And the owners of Snapchat say it uses, quote, "human moderation to review user-generated content before it can reach a large audience," and said it works closely with leading mental health organizations. Critics of the lawsuits say it's up to parents to do a better job monitoring their kids' online behavior. We have much more coming up tonight at 6:30, including how forever chemicals could be hurting your child's development. Plus,
with the news that Bonner General is closing its labor and delivery department, one local mother says she's worried that now her closest obstetrician is over an hour away. I'll have that story coming up.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Okay, I brought you here today because it's March Mania and people want to score big deals. So tell me what you got.
Bigger trade-in values.
That's great. So how about you?
Great financing options.
We need more.
How about 2 years factory scheduled service and roadside assistance with Toyota Care?
Now that's what I'm talking about. If you want slam dunk deals, you gotta go to Finley. Finley Toyota's downtown.
Northwest Fence, Spokane's leader in quality vinyl, wood, ornamental iron, and chain link fences, as well as automated gates, is now offering a spring special to make your backyard beautiful with 20% off all white or tan stock vinyl fencing. Just stop by our retail location in the Valley or give us a call to discuss your project. And remember, nobody builds better than Northwest Fence.
Coeur d'Alene Casino is celebrating 30 years and counting more than
200,000 bingo!
300,000 rounds of golf.
38,000 spa services.
1.3 million hamburgers sold.
4,000 concerts, promotions, and events.
Plus 3 $1 million jackpot winners.
And now, join us for our $300,000 anniversary giveaway. $60,000 will be given away each Friday in March. See Casino for details.
Happy 30th anniversary. Welcome home.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think I'll sell my veggies at the market.
You even remember to water the house plants. I do this?
You can do this.
Hey, we need to build a home office. We're adding another bathroom.
I think I'll study programming.
Bro, you even connect your phone to Bluetooth.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Next, E.T.
We loved it.
We're with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon bringing Air to Austin.
We're still working? Okay, good.
Plus, E.T.'s in D.C. with the stars celebrating Adam Sandler.
Very cool, because it legitimizes everything.
Then, Clueless, All That, the iconic cast reunions at 90s Con.
We take Full House scripts with us everywhere we go. We reenact scenes in restaurants.
Next, E.T.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
A little bit of internal panic, actually, because that changes a lot.
One expectant mother in Sagal, Idaho is scared she'll need to find a new doctor an hour away to deliver her child in August. On Friday, Bonner General announced that its labor and delivery department will close in May, leaving pregnant women in the surrounding area without a specialized department for labor and delivery for almost 40 miles. Tonight at 6:30, Bronte Sorotsky shares that mom's fears as she tries to figure out her next steps.
With the news that Bonner General will close its labor and delivery department in May, one expectant mother living nearby tells me she doesn't know what she'll do now that the closest place to have her child delivered is over an hour away.
But if I go into labor while he's at work, that's 20 minutes home and another 45 minutes there. So you're just crossing your fingers that the baby is not born in the car.
Born on the side of a highway. And it wouldn't be the first time. This closure isn't just affecting people in Sandpoint, but in the surrounding area as well. Leandra Wright will soon be a mother of 7. She lives in Sagal and has been receiving OB care at Bonner General since 2020, when her daughter Juniper was born. That's where she thought she'd have her 7th child delivered, until she received the news that Bonner General's OB unit is set to close in May.
I was never notified of anything. I called today to my doctor to ask what future appointments were going to be like, because I wasn't sure if that was changing too. And they said they're stopping everything in May.
Now Wright will need to have her child at Kootenai Health, an hour away.
If I don't have a choice, I don't have a choice. I don't know what other option I have. They're going to suggest people to me that I can start care with down there.
She says the news of the closure has her concerned for her future child and all other expectant mothers in the Sandpoint area.
I feel sorry for anybody in my situation or even earlier on, or anybody who has any kind of worry with their pregnancies. You know, I've had a couple of miscarriages, so anybody who has that has to drive all the time or has to do this drive in the winter to have their baby. That's going to be even harder.
In a statement sent to 4 News Now on Friday, Bonner General says it's working to coordinate care for women who are set to give birth after May. Reporting in Sandpoint, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
The Vice President of Public Affairs for Planned Parenthood of Greater Washington and North Idaho is now running for Spokane City Council. Paul Dillon is running for a seat in District 2, currently held by Betsy Wilkerson and Lori Kinnear. In Dillon's announcement, he said he's stepping away from his current position due to potential conflicts of interest. He says he'll continue to work for Planned Parenthood in an educator role instead while he runs for City Council. Dillon says he has helped with policies and initiatives in Spokane for over a decade, including legalizing domestic partnership benefits, expanding bus service in Spokane, and an abortion access resolution. New at 6:30, firefighters say an apartment fire could very well have spread had it not been for an alert sandwich shop employee. A kitchen caught fire on the second floor above High Nooner on Riverside this morning. Crews say they got everyone out safely, put out the fire. They say there's some smoke damage to the second and third floors and some water damage to the restaurant. The cause of the fire is under investigation. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office says it busted a woman at a traffic stop with nearly 200 fentanyl pills. It happened in the area of Highway 54 and Railroad Street in Athol yesterday. Deputies say they saw drug paraphernalia in the woman's car and searched it. They say they seized 181 fentanyl pills. Deputies arrested Tanya Myers, who is from Spokane, for drug possession.
A live look over a gloomy Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena, but boy, all the clouds today, nothing coming out of them in Spokane. It has been dry other than a rogue sprinkle or two. And here are 4 things to know about your weather. Showers are going to continue south of the region from actually the Columbia Basin south into the Palouse and the LC Valley. Otherwise, expect partly sunny skies for Tuesday. Temperatures in the 50s, a little above average for our first full day of spring. And then the wet weather returns for Thursday, Friday, and beyond. Right now, as we take a look at our satellite and radar, there are a few isolated sprinkles in North Idaho and over the Northeast Mountains, but our main band of wet weather extends from the Palouse through the Columbia Basin, and it's very, very light at that. That will continue to rain in those locations through a good portion of the overnight. In fact, it may pick up in intensity later this evening while we are dry in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene and staying dry through a beautiful Tuesday. We may have a few clouds to start the day, but expect mostly sunny skies by the late afternoon. High temperature of 52. 50 is our average high. Above average temperatures are not in the forecast much longer, and it looks like the cool conditions will continue through the start of April. That's coming up in your forecast focus. Aaron?
Thank you, Chris. In western Washington, crews are replacing diesel-contaminated dirt and repairing the railroad bed where a train derailed on the Swinomish Reservation Thursday. Crews removed about 2,100 cubic yards of contaminated soil and fewer than 50 gallons of diesel fuel from groundwater. The EPA says this incident was a learning experience for all responding agencies.
I think we dodged a bullet here. This could have been much worse. This could have been a disaster. There could have been a number of trains filled with petroleum product that spilled.
The railroad company BNSF is footing the bill for this response. No word on what caused the 2 engines to derail. New at 6:30, an additional $125 million will be spent on expanding broadband internet access in Idaho. It's part of Governor Brad Little's Idaho First program. Little released a statement saying, in a data-driven society, connectivity is imperative for a strong economy. Improved broadband infrastructure means both urban and rural Idaho will be connected and well-positioned to attract business and enhance our citizens' quality of life. The governor adding that improved broadband helps students learning, telehealth, and work from home opportunities in more parts of the state. Also new tonight, the Department of Health and Human Services created a new office to help victims of domestic violence. The Office of Family Violence Prevention and Services will help victims of domestic violence, intimate partner violence, and dating violence. It will offer prevention programs, survivor services, and offer help to the whole family. Officials say the new office is funded by the American Rescue Plan. New research shows the potential harm so-called forever chemicals can have on a child's development. The chemicals, often referred to as PFAS, are found in many everyday products like fast food wrappers or carpeting, and they can usually even be detected in people's blood. Researchers study these compounds in children and how it can affect their body. Specifically, the chemicals can disrupt how the body makes and uses proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. And too much exposure could lead to obesity, liver disease, diabetes, or possibly cancer. The EPA recently announced new rules to strictly control the levels of some of these chemicals in drinking water around the country. Experts say we're seeing the deadliest outbreak of bird flu in U.S. history. There have been more than 6,300 known cases of bird flu in all 50 states, according to the CDC, but there are probably many more unknown. In 47 states, there have been multiple outbreaks involving more than 58 million birds. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says it's also shown up in some non-commercial backyard flocks as well. The director of clinical virology at Mayo Clinic says another concern about this strain is that it appears to not only infect birds, but also some mammals,
including seals, mink, fox, bears, being identified to be infected with the strain.
Director Binnicker says the virus spreads only through direct contact with an infected animal. To prevent exposure, stay away from dead birds.
If you see a bird that has died on your grounds in your property, don't go up and handle the bird, because what we're seeing is that in the few cases of avian influenza among humans, that has been the route.
The spread of bird flu is one of the main reasons the prices of eggs have skyrocketed. Prices are so bad that the Dollar Tree can't afford to sell them anymore. The discount chain sells most products for $1.25 and a small selection of items for $3 or $5. The company used to sell cartons of 8 or 6 eggs for $1.25. Short supply and high production costs are partly to blame for the sky-high egg prices, but producers are also using those factors to justify maximizing their profits. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Sandpoint Furniture Carpet One.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe these guys will buy our house.
What could go wrong?
Like rookie homebuyers who don't have experience you can count on. We Buy Ugly Houses has been buying houses as is for almost 3 decades. Call or click to sell quick.
We so amazing.
The stylish Chevy Equinox RS. And Chevy Blazer RS.
So captivating.
You don't have to be an influencer to be an influencer.
The crowd go crazy.
The RS family of Chevy SUVs. Definitely worth a follow. Get 2.9% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Equinox models, or get $1,000 cash allowance on all 2023 Equinox models. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
The Move Fitness gyms are on the move. Let's go! With New Year resolution goals in full swing and a new gym opening soon in Spokane, there's never been a better time to join the #1 voted best gyms.
And jump, spin, swim, and work out to be the best you can be in 2023.
Move Fitness.
It's here. It's now. The Grand National RV Show. R&R RV North Spokane is hosting the Grand National RV Show March 23rd through April 1st. Shop over 120 RVs inside the West Coast's largest indoor showroom. Motorhomes, camper vans, fifth wheels, and trailers. The time to buy is now. The Grand National RV Show. March 23rd through April 1st. Indoors at R&R RV North Spokane. Special show pricing, giveaways, and food vendors on site. Visit rnrrv.com for more info.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe these guys will buy our house.
What could go wrong?
Like rookie homebuyers who don't have experience you can count on. We Buy Ugly Houses has been buying houses as is for almost 3 decades. Call or click to sell quick.
Coughing on a plane.
I swear to you, it was a chorus of coughs.
Next, Inside Edition. When is it right for a passenger to be kicked off planes for coughing?
It's very likely that you could be infectious.
Then, the blob. It's coming. A 5,000-mile-wide blob headed for the USA. It smells like rotten eggs. Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Well, astronomical spring started this afternoon. Meteorological spring was back at the beginning of March. A lot of good that did us. We've had all the snow. Let's see if we have some better luck here. Now, the reason that it is spring, it has to do with the tilt of the Earth at the equinoxes. The autumnal equinox in the fall, the vernal equinox to start spring. The Earth is not tilted toward or away from the sun. It is equal. At winter solstice, it's turned away from the sun in this hemisphere. In the summer solstice, toward the sun. In this hemisphere, it is neither tilted toward nor away the sun on the vernal equinox. And that precise moment of equality happened at 2:24 today, Pacific Daylight Time. And they call it the equinox because it comes from the Latin word for equal night, equal day. It's not, doesn't quite work out to be that way, but you get the idea. So spring is underway. We're going to have some spring-like weather for the next 2 days, and then it's going to start to feel a little more wintry, not quite wintry, but maybe early spring. Above average temperatures for the next couple of days, and then we slip below. And in addition to it being cooler than average with highs in the 40s, we're going to add a breeze and some wet weather as well. And depending on the timing, might have to consider some snow in the forecast. Now, looking out at the 8 to 14 day forecast, this is March 28th through April 3rd, all the way into April, and we are still in the blue. Spent a lot of time with these maps showing blue conditions, indicating cooler than average temperatures. This from the Climate Prediction Center. Not as strong a signal, but we are in the light green, indicating above average precipitation. Great if we could keep beefing up our snowpack, but it doesn't do much if you want to enjoy some spring weather. With that in mind, seize the day tomorrow and as well as Wednesday. We have some rain in progress right now, a stalled frontal boundary from the Columbia Basin down through the Palouse. We have some moisture trying to stream up from the south, but it's meeting some drier air coming down from the north. Spokane and Coeur d'Alene on the dry side of this activity, and that is going to continue to be the case tonight. We'll keep that light rain going over the Palouse. High temperatures today, you can tell exactly where that line is, where the rain fell today. Temperatures for highs only in the 40s. We were in the 50s on the dry side of the line, even without the help of the sun in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Temperatures currently 51 in Spokane, 50 in Coeur d'Alene. We'll be headed down into the 30s across the entire region, with the exception of Colville and Bonners Ferry. Wednesday, 55 and sunny, and then we start to see those changes. The rain moves in on Thursday, and then the cool air coming behind it. May see some snow mixing in with the rain at times. Of course, we will help time that out specifically as we get closer to those days. We are tracking it all in the 4 News Now First Alert Weather Center. Aaron?
Chris, thank you. In a new climate report released by the UN today, the UN Secretary General says the climate time bomb is ticking. He says the report proves the world needs a quantum leap in climate action, and says he will be calling especially on the G20 countries to significantly step up their climate commitments in the coming months. Here's ABC's Ginger Z with more.
In a sobering new report, the UN Climate Panel warning that the world is off track to meet the goals of the Paris Climate Agreement.
Today's IPCC report is a how-to guide to defuse the climate time bomb, but it will take a quantum leap in climate action.
The Paris Agreement aimed to limit warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above average because as the world gets warmer, the impacts of climate change are expected to get more intense and harder to reverse. But global greenhouse gas emissions are at their highest levels in human history, putting that goal at risk.
Current policies have us on a trajectory for warming for 3.2 degrees Celsius, and that would be catastrophic. And so any action that we do needs to be at the speed and scale to be able to meet the urgency of this crisis.
The report calls on governments to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by eliminating fossil fuels as much as possible, protecting ecosystems like forests, and adopting policies that help people reduce their own carbon footprint.
Hope is not lost if we take action now. And the report clearly highlights that there are solutions available now, but we just need to be able to ramp that up much more.
For ABC News, I'm Ginger Z.
Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight. It's The Bachelor at 8, followed by The Good Doctor at 10 o'clock.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
The Rock Rollers Club of Spokane proudly presents the Gem Mineral and Jewelry Show, March 24th through the 26th at the Spokane Fair and Expo Center. Over 40 dealers will be selling gems, jewelry, crystals, and lapidary supplies. See outstanding displays of gemstones, fossils, and minerals. Enjoy children's activities, gem cutting demonstrations, hourly door prizes, a grand prize, and more. The 62nd Annual Gem, Mineral, and Jewelry Show starts March 24th at the Spokane Fair and Expo Center. Don't miss it.
Partridge Community Day event is on Friday, March 24th. For only $20, you can purchase a day skiing pass. All the proceeds go to Community Cancer Services. CCS provides support for people in our community who are afflicted with cancer, and it's had an incredible impact on my life.
Drive it home with the Northwest Motorsport Rig. Our great lineup of lenders are offering special APRs all month long. Enter to win daily prizes at nwmsrocks.com/win. Score big with trucks, and more trucks at Northwest Motorsport.
I came into this week setting parameters on ways to find love. Sex is off the table. My God, I said one thing and did another.
What is wrong with you?
I literally just want to go home.
For over 60 years, McVeigh Brothers Siding and Windows has been supplying the entire region with the very best energy-efficient windows made by the Coeur d'Alene Window Company. As people continue to improve and upgrade their older homes, McVeigh Brothers would love to help by offering our most advanced R4 window package at last year's rates to give you the most energy-efficient windows sold today before the prices go up. We understand people are spending more time in their homes, so we want to do our part in making it as comfortable as possible.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. But firefighters entering a burning house will one day save time when lives are on the line. Visualizing a patient's most recent scan will help speed up decision-making in the ER. And while the woolly mammoth is still extinct, that doesn't mean students can't take field trips to visit them. The metaverse may be virtual, but the impact will be real.
Welcome to the Madness of Savings, live from the Cal Superstore, where you can save big time on great rides.
And during this Madness of Savings, $40 down is all you need, which makes it easy to get that new vehicle for summer.
This week only at Cal.
4 News Now is brought to you by Community Cancer Services.
New at 6:30, the Swiss government smoothing the path for investment banking giant UBS to purchase its struggling rival Credit Suisse for more than $3 billion. This as the U.S. Federal Reserve and some of the world's other central banks come together to provide easier access by foreign banks to U.S. dollars. ABC's Ike Ajachi is in Washington with more.
In the latest efforts to shore up the financial system, the FDIC says New York Community Bank has agreed to purchase a significant chunk of the failed Signature Bank for $2.7 billion. Starting Monday, 40 branches of Signature Bank will be renamed Flagstar Bank. The deal will also include the purchase of over $38 billion in Signature's assets, slightly more than a third of the bank had on hand when it failed a week ago. Bloomberg is also reporting billionaire investor Warren Buffett has been in talks with the White House to invest in other regional banks like Signature. The failure of Signature and the larger Silicon Valley Bank has placed greater scrutiny on the Federal Reserve's oversight after ABC confirmed a New York Times report that the Fed knew for more than a year about the governance and liquidity issues facing Silicon Valley Bank well before its collapse, even issuing several warnings about SVB's poor internal risk management systems. Overseas, following a week of volatility in the banking system, Swiss regulators brokering a deal for investment bank UBS to acquire its embattled smaller rival Credit Suisse in a $3 billion deal.
This was a shotgun wedding with the objective to secure financial system stability.
Financial experts and Swiss regulators agree the move will likely prevent wider financial chaos.
I think the biggest risk has been removed. There was no choice for policymakers to do what they did over the weekend, and they did it belatedly. They should have done it before.
Both Fed Chair Jerome Powell and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen are praising the UBS Credit Suisse deal to enhance global financial security and emphasizing that the U.S. banking system remains strong. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
In the fast break to Houston, Gonzaga is moving on to an 8th straight Sweet 16 after a big win against TCU in the second round. The Zags will take on UCLA in Vegas on Thursday. Make sure you download the KXLY Plus app to access exclusive content on the NCAA tournament from the 4 News Now sports team. The season's here to do some spring cleaning. If you're downsizing your closet, maybe you want to consider donating your clothes. One place you can do that is Teen & Kid Closet. The nonprofit accepts new or gently used clothing for newborns, kids, teens, and adults up to ages 22. The clothes you donate are going to families in the community who shop Teen & Kid Closet once every 6 months for free. Teen & Kid Closet only takes clothes that fit within the age limit, and the items need to be in good condition. No stains, tears, or missing pieces.
We're not being paid to go through donations, so it makes things go a lot quicker if things have already kind of been folded and washed and things like that.
Anything that isn't a good fit for Teen & Kid Closet will be donated to another clothing donation spot. For more information on Teen & Kid Closet, including when and where you can drop off donations, find this story on KXLY.com.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Welcome to the Madness of Savings, live from the Cal Superstore, where you can save big time on great rides.
And during this Madness of Savings, $40 down is all you need, which makes it easy to get that new vehicle for summer.
This week only at Cal.
Coeur d'Alene Casino is celebrating 30 years and counting more than
200,000 bingo!
300,000 rounds of golf.
38,000 spa services.
1.3 million hamburgers sold.
4,000 concerts, promotions, and events.
Plus 3 $1 million jackpot winners.
And now, join us for our $300,000 anniversary giveaway. $60,000 will be given away each Friday in March. See Casino for details.
Happy 30th anniversary. Welcome home.
You didn't choose cat allergies. You didn't choose your hairline. Hot flashes, the flu, or that thing when your knee just gives out for no reason. You didn't choose your bad back, or this, or that. You didn't choose depression, melanoma, or lactose intolerance. But with Kaiser Permanente, you can choose your doctor who works with other best-in-class specialists to care for all that is you.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
It goes like one margarita.
Bluebird in my heart.
Baby, you're playing hard to forget.
The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
A feeling this dynamic is invite only. Fortunately, you're invited. Experience the exhilaration of the Performance line at the Invitation to Lexus sales event.
This year, improve your backyard from Windsor Plywood. Whether you're looking for the best selection of PVC, composite, or solid wood decking, or some stylish aluminum or iron rod railings, Windsor has a great selection to choose from to turn your backyard into a family fun destination. Just stop by either one of our 2 Spokane locations and let our decking pros help you out.
So much more than a power store. Windsor Plywood.
Plus, delivery is available.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tire Store.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, the Coeur d'Alene School Board discussing how to handle a $25 million hole in its budget, while students are rallying to save their teachers' jobs. We'll fill you in on everything that was said during that meeting.
We may have a few clouds to start the day tomorrow, but they won't be around for long. Expect more sunshine as the day goes on, a high temperature of 52 degrees. Just about average, if not a little bit above. The allergies are certainly springing out to...
A sure sign.
Oh my goodness, I seem to always forget every spring, and then
wham, blindside you.
Juniper.
Oh, is that yours?
You?
I'm not sure. I think I'm okay.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.